So you just graduated from college, you walk across the stage, you get your diploma. What's next? Where do you go from here? You're not alone in this scenario. In fact, majority of new graduates are probably thinking the exact same thing. The number one concerns on their mind, getting their first job and paying off student debt. Student loan debt is a huge issue. In fact, the average undergrad graduates with $39,000 typically of student loan debt. That's the average for 2018. Now, if you're looking at law school, medical school, you're looking at $140,000 to $160,000 worth of student loan debt on average. It's a lot of money. Now, some people have differing opinions on how you should approach a student loan debt. Should you throw all your money at student loan debt? Or is there another approach you should take? I'm going to offer you an alternative approach rather than just throwing all your money at the student loans. This is an approach that I use personally, and I think it could help you out big time. So the average interest rate on a student loan for 2018 is 4.45%. Now I know it might vary a little bit. Sometimes it might be as high as 8%. If your student loans are 8%, around there, you should probably focus on paying those off first. But if you're getting loans that are around the 4 to 5% area, you can beat that interest rate. Typically, the return on the stock market has been about 8% historically. So if you've got student loan debt and it's sitting there at 4 or 5%, it's worth you taking a chance on that debt. Let me tell you a personal experience what I did. So when I was 20 years old, Facebook went public. It was the first time that you could buy shares of the company. Any person could buy shares of the company. So I put $5,000 in Facebook when it was just around $25 a share. Now that same money today, 6 years later, is worth $38,000. And it was only because I took that chance, of taking $5,000, which I would have put towards student loan debt, and I put that $5,000 into a stock. I took a risk there, but it was a calculated risk. At the time, Facebook, people had their doubts that they could monetize a mobile platform. And I thought, no, this is huge. Everybody's using Facebook. And I bet, that Facebook would execute, and they did. Another investment I made at that time was investing in the Starbucks. I put $5,000 into Starbucks, and I achieved a total return of 125%. Not as good as the Facebook return, but also a very good investment. It was a slam dunk. Everybody's drinking Starbucks. They're everywhere. They're expanding into China. In my opinion, I couldn't do any wrong with this. So these are just alternatives. Now, everybody has a different opinion, but a lot of people learn financial education and everything from their parents. And your parents might not be that great at finance themselves. See, a lot of people like to play it safe. They just kind of graduate and they sit on their hands and they're like, okay, well, I've got all this debt. Oh, well, I'm just going to pay it off. And, I've talked to coworkers that say, hey, I'm going to be paying these student loans off until I'm 40 years old. But what if they took a chance? What if they were in their 20s and instead of just putting money towards student loans and maybe buying a new car right away, maybe looking to buy a house right away and accruing all this debt, maybe they took a chance. You're in your 20s, you graduate with like a clean slate. You might have a bunch of debt and it might be kind of overwhelming, but you don't have a mortgage. Usually you don't have kids. You have an ability to really put yourself in a good position if you're willing to take some risks. I've had friends also that have taken some risks similar to my situation, and they're killing it. They're doing very well. Now, the market has been doing very well, but there are trends that even if the economy goes south, there are certain trends such as financial technology that are going to be around for the next decade and are going to be slam dunks. So I suggest that you take a more balanced approach, pay off your debt in even payments. Obviously, if you have higher interest rate loans sitting out there, pay those off. But I'm encouraging you right now to take some chances and invest a little bit of your money. If you think, oh, I don't have any money to invest, that's a cop-out. Everybody can afford to invest in America. If you can't afford to invest, Maybe instead of working 32 hours a week, maybe you should work 40 hours a week. Maybe instead of watching sports on the weekend with your boys and drinking some beer, maybe you should pick up an extra job. I mean, a lot of people, it's not uncharacteristic for people to work 60 hours a week when they're young just to get ahead. And sometimes it's a great idea. But if you don't want to do it that way, that's fine. But that debt might sit out there forever. Wouldn't it be nice to maybe make some investments and get ahead? So if you like what I'm saying, subscribe to our channel. You can visit our website in the link below. We offer an investing newsletter, and we've picked 30 stocks that we think are going to outperform the market in the next 5 years. We've achieved so far a 42% return in the past 18 months, so very good. But yeah, guys, this is just my approach to investing and paying down debt. So thanks for watching my video, and everybody have a nice weekend.